most common incurable conditions in the UK and often takes the form of a constant whining, high-pitched buzzing or ringing in your ears.
Yes, for some people it can come and go. For others it remains a permanent and deeply frustrating condition. In a moment, let's speak to tinnitus sufferer DJ Jody Wisternoff and Beth Ann Magtello from the British Tinnitus Association. First, we've been asking some live music lovers if they're worried they could be damaging their hearing.
Yeah, sometimes I think maybe gigs are a bit too loud, but maybe that's because I'm getting old, you know.
I know when I go to a gig, it's going to be loud, it's going to be noisy, and I take any precautions that I think are necessary.
The ringing in your ears after is sort of a sign of a good night, really.
I'm not worried about the noise at all. For me, the louder the better. I always wear earplugs. I've got a set of decent medical earplugs and just don't travel without.
Well, Jody and Beth Ann are here. Morning to you both. Thanks very much for joining us. Jody, you're a DJ.
Yeah.
You've got it. How long have you had tinnitus for, and how does it affect you?
I've had it probably about 6 years now, and you know, near the start it was completely life-changing. It was, you know, constantly at the forefront of my mind. Didn't sleep very well for possibly 3 months. You know what I mean? I was hallucinating, audio hallucinating as well, which is even stranger. You know, when you're listening to the radio and things sound different, it's like, well, what was going on there? So yeah, trippy stuff. But right now, my situation now, it's still there, but it's not an issue. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't affect my emotions, my day-to-day life at all. So you know, I've kind of like got through it. I'm at a place now where you can just live your normal life.
Okay. Just so explain to people who don't have it, it was constant for you, a constant loud noise?
It is constant. It's always there in a quiet room, you know. It's like, you know, specifically when you're trying to sleep. Do you know what I mean? There's a quiet tone, which is actually quite useful. It helps me sleep these days. It's like, it's so boring to, you know what I mean? It knocks you out. So it's kind of, you know, a little helper in that aspect.
Well, it's interesting hearing someone who sort of found a way of dealing with it, isn't it? But for some people, it becomes too much to deal with, and it's interrupting how they operate in their normal daily life.
Absolutely, and I think you'll find, you know, the most common reasons why people will go to the GP because of their tinnitus is because they're having difficulty sleeping or difficulty with concentration. It's very much having an impact on their daily life. And, you know, there are loads of services on the NHS to try to help you to find ways of reducing the impact of your tinnitus.
You can't stop it though, can you? I mean,
the tinnitus itself, you don't generally manage to actually stop the tinnitus, but I'm sure, as Jody will tell you, there are lots of things that you can do to reduce the annoyance of the tinnitus. And the point of therapy is really to reduce the distress of the tinnitus and to reduce its impact in your life. Associations like the British Tinnitus Association will have a helpline that people can call if they have difficulty. So obviously your first port of call is your GP, and while you're waiting for onward referral, you can definitely call up, you know, for referral to services within the NHS, privately. There are a lot of things that can be done to alleviate it.
You're a DJ, so loud music is part of your, you know,
Completely.
it's how you earn money,
Completely.
all the rest of it. I kind of looking back, if you'd known this, you would have done this to your hearing.
But the thing is, I mean, yeah, like loud music causes temporary tinnitus.
Right.
So that's not, they call that disco tinnitus. You know, you go to a club, you get home, sign of a good night out, you know what I mean? Wake up the next day,
and it's
gone.
mostly gone.
But it becomes a problem when you basically latch onto it. Do you know what I mean? For me, the reason it got like an issue is because the next day it was still there. Yeah. I thought, okay, it'll be gone by tonight. The next day it was a little bit louder. That went on throughout the week, and I was starting to panic. Do you know what I mean? The reason is that I've focused in and I've attached like a red flag. You know what I mean? My emotion and my limbic system.
So for you, it's kind of it's thinking about it that makes the difference.
And my nervous system is going completely into red alert. It's like skyrocketing. All my internal filters are open. You know, it was like.
Beth Ann, when we spoke about this earlier, that one of the notions was that you can protect yourself a bit in advance by going to a rock concert or a gig with earphones in, and immediately people said, "Well, come on, what's the point of that? The reason you're going to, you know, heavy metal concerts is because you want to hear it loud. So you know."
Well, obviously, loud music it feels nice, doesn't it? But really, you are doing a lot of damage to your hearing. You know, the odd sort of exposure to loud sound is okay. Your ears generally do recover. But if it's an ongoing exposure, or if you've been exposed for quite a long time, within one sitting, then that can be damaging as well. If it's really loud, even 15 minutes of noise exposure can do it. So you can get filtered earplugs, which are really good in terms of still giving you the sound quality, but they just take it down to a slightly more a safer level.
And we're just going to move on. Do you use earplugs now? Do you?
For DJing, yes. I mean, and the thing is, music actually sounds better when you wear them because it reduces it by whatever you want, 15 dB.
Yeah.
So things just sound kind of generally smoother. You know what I mean? It takes away the natural compression that earplugs do. So.
We'll have to leave it there, but thank you both very much. It is interesting. Let's move on. 9:22 is the time. More than 60,000 accidents.